Dave Winfield hit 2 homers to lead the New York Yankees to a 6-4 win over the Milwaukee Brewers. Rounding out the American League, Cleveland topped Baltimore 3-0. It was Kansas City beating Detroit 3-2. Boston beat Texas 4-0. Chicago nipped the Mariners, and Oakland topped California. In the National League, Dave Martinez hit a grand slam home run for the Chicago Cubs as they went on to a 6-4 win over the Montreal Expos.
Now, it made no difference that the Twins came home 0-2. That did not matter at all to the sellout crowd as the Metrodome, as they came to celebrate the awarding of those World Championship rings and hopefully a win against the Toronto Blue Jays. What do the World Championship rings look like? How would you like to wear one of these? This one belongs to Jeff Reardon. Not bad. On to the game. Dave Steve, pitcher, first batter of the game, and the pitch to Dan Gladden. And there it goes. Steve doesn't even have a chance to get comfortable there. And it's Homer Hanky time, and the Twins lead it 1-0 in the bottom of the first. Now in the 6th, the game is tied at 2. Steve to Gary Gaetti. This one is back, going, and over the wall, left center, solo shot. Gaetti's first of the year. The Twins lead it 3-2. In the 7th, Dan Gladden on third. After an RBI double, there he is. David Wells pitching for Toronto. Now Dan Gladden wants to try and unnerve him. What better way than to try and steal home? The odds are against him, but watch Gladden's left foot. He's in there. He is safe, and the Twins lead it by a score of 5-2. Cap it all off in the 8th inning. Dan Gladden takes Wells deep to center. And you know the way the ball can carry in the Metrodome. It's over the fence. Gladden's second homer of the game. What a night. Danny Gladden, 4 for 5, 4 RBIs. The Twins, a successful home opener. They're almost unbeatable at home, and they beat Toronto by a score of 6-3. In Anaheim, the Angels home opener against the Oakland A's. No score on the top of the second. Kirk McCaskill pitches. Mark McGuire belts it, and the wrecking crew is off and running. Homer, 2-0 Oakland. Tony La Russa's team would lead 3-1 in the 4th inning. There's La Russa. He's off to a good start this year with the A's. Now McCaskill faces McGuire again. You know what might happen. There it goes. McGuire beamed near the helmet, near the hairline. He can't believe it. Hey, what the heck? He was taken out of the game for precautionary measures. He's all right, though. Of course, the benches went empty. No fifths were thrown. McGuire's taken out of the game. Okay. And let's take another look at the replay. Thank goodness for the batting helmets, ladies and gentlemen. For the old felt caps, that might have been a lot more serious. You don't want to get Mark McGuire mad at you. Now, later on, Frank DiMichele on the mound for California, and Jose Canseco gets even for his teammate. He extends the A's lead with his homer to deep left center. It's 6-2 Oakland. Carney Lansford added a 2-run shot as they would spoil California's home opener 8-2. The A's a winner. Seattle and Chicago at Comiskey Park, and the White Sox win it as Dan Pasqua had a bases-loaded single in the 9th to win it. Boston shuts out Texas 4-0. Oil Can Boyd matched his entire win total of last year with his first win of the year. There's a bench-clearing brawl in this game, too. Mitch Williams of Texas and Marty Barrett of Boston. Detroit and Kansas City, the Royals lead it through the San Francisco Giants hosting the San Diego Padres again. Let's see what happened at the stick. Bottom of the first, no score. Runners at the corners for the Giants. Kevin Mitchell, the batter. Off Jimmy Jones. Looping single. It will fall. And the right, Will Clark scores 1-0 SF. Moving to the 6th inning. 2-1 Giants. Runner on second. Candy Maldonado rips the line shot. Into the left field corner it goes. And Clark scores again. 3-1 Giants. Now the very next batter will be Kevin Mitchell. Now you want to talk about a hanging curveball from Mr. Jimmy Jones. Here's Mitchell digging in. Wouldn't we all love to take a hack at this? Look at this thing hang from Jones. Room service. There it is. Now this one goes back, and he makes the catch. And no runs. No, wait a minute. That ball was over the fence. That was one of the fans making the catch. The Giants win it. It's still a home run. And 5-1 is the final there. In Cincinnati, a long day's journey in tonight on Friday. No other way to put it. Pitchers duel, Nolan Ryan against Tom Browning. Ryan striking out Terry McGriff. Ryan had 11 strikeouts in 7 innings of work. Bottom of the 4th, nobody out. Runners on 2nd and 3rd against Ryan. Paul O'Neill's number to short. Bobbled by rookie Chuck Jackson. Jeff Treadway scores. Reds lead it 1-0. Browning, though, for Cincinnati, shut down the Astros, retiring 15 straight, including Steve Henderson looking. The Reds had a 2-0 lead going into the top of the 9th. Astros down to their last out with a tying run at the plate, and that tying run is Glenn Davis, and it's going. It's in orbit in the seats. He drives in Bill Doran ahead of him. We're 2-2 going to the 10th. Now to the 13th, still 2-2. Astros hitless in their last 11 at-bats until Alan Ashby hits a home run. Houston led it 3-2. The bottom of the 13th for Cincinnati. 2 outs and 2 on. Eric the Red hits a hanging curve to right. McClendon scores. We're tied at 3. On to the 16th. 2 on, nobody out for Houston. Billy Hatcher delivers off Jose Rio, a 2-run single to center. Larry Anderson and Gerald Young score. And you know what? The Astros ended up getting 5 runs in the top of the 16th. They win it going away 8-3. Nolan Ryan, 41, strikes out 11 over 7 innings. Wow. L.A. over Atlanta 6-3. The Braves are 0-4. They're rather pitiful. It was Gary Carter's birthday Friday, and the New York Mets catcher came into Philly Friday night hoping to have many happy returns of the day as the Mets and Phils open a 3-game weekend series at the Vet. Let's go to the highlights. Top of the second, 1-0 Phillies. And Gary Carter, happy birthday, 34 years of age, and this is the 25th homer he's hit in Vet Stadium. That is a league-leading figure, 1-1 after 2. Bottom of the third, though, Phillies Bob Dernier grounds to rookie Kevin Elster. He goes to third rather than home. He had the pitcher a dead duck at home. Ruffin says, thank you very much. Phillies lead it 2-1. Fourth inning, Lance Parrish, a major league upper deck shot off Sid Fernandez. Phillies lead it 4-1. Now, watch this play. Top of the ninth, 1 out for the Mets. Howard Johnson flies to Chris James and right. Now, Gary Carter's on second. He'll stay there as James gets the relay back into shortstop Steve Jeltz. But look what happens. Look what happens. Carter is off the bag, not paying any attention. Jeltz gets him with a hidden ball trick. You're out of...
They're on Friday looking for their very first victory of the season. And what better way to get things started than with the ring that they won last October, the World Series championship ring, and those Homer Yankees that helped them get there. Well, inspired by all of this, apparently, was Dan Gladden, first batter up in the bottom of the first, homer to left field off crafty Dave Steve of the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, Mark Eichhorn came on to relieve, bottom of the 7th inning, Twins up 3-2. Steve Lombardozzi's on third, and Gladden again. This time he rips one down the left field line. That gets Lombardozzi in and stakes Minnesota to a 4-2 edge. Now, David Wells comes on to try it. Gladden, again, who was sacrificed to third. Watch him here as he races for home. Swipes the plate. What a game. Stealing home. Dan Gladden executing it perfectly. Great call by the third base coach. 6-2 Minnesota. Gladden again. 4 for 5, 4 RBIs, and 2 of those. 2 big flies. And Minnesota goes on to win their first game of the season and their home opener. Not a bad game for Gladden at all. As I mentioned, 2 big flies, the pinch of the plate, 4 scored, and the Twins winning at the Metrodome. Now to Anaheim, the Angels and Athletics, and the second rhubarb of the season where it took place. Anyway, there's the manager, Gene Mauch. Second inning, McGuire blasts a 2-run homer off to right field off Kurt McCaskill. Mark McGuire's first homer of the year. You remember what kind of rookie season he had last year. In the fourth inning, McGuire's next at bat. McCaskill nails him right on the coconut. The bench is clear. McGuire has to be restrained, but it didn't really develop into anything. Nobody was ejected. McGuire taken off the field for safety precaution. Which way's the finger going? He was fine. Seventh inning, Jose Canseco blasts his second homer of the year deep to left center field. 2-run homer. Oakland is going to score some runs this season, friend. Final score, 8-2 in favor of the A's. Elsewhere, the Royals nipped the Tigers at Kansas City. Royals starter Floyd Bannister came from the White Sox in an offseason trade. 7 innings of 2-hit ball. To New York, the Yankees hosting the Brew Crew from Milwaukee. The Yankees' Dave Winfield at the plate with a runner aboard. Winfield digs into that boy. You knew that was gone as soon as it left the bat. 2-0 in favor of New York. Deep shot. Dave Winfield's playing with a vengeance. Mike Pagliarulo. Well, he can do it himself, too. He jacks this one over to the right field side. Also a 2-run shot, and it's 4-1 in favor of the Yankees. Now we move to the top of the 6th. Windy night in the Bronx, of course. A newly acquired righty Richard Dotson on the hill for the Yankees, and Rob Deere. He must have found the right little crease in that wind because he cranked himself a shot into the upper deck. 2-run blast. Count that up and make it 5-3 New York. Bottom of the 8th now. Winfield puts the icing on the cake with a solo shot. Second of the game, left field. Mark Clear's the guy that gave it up. Yankees go on to win it by a final score of 6-4. The Yankees are 3-0 on the season. Milwaukee's 2-1. The Yankees are 3-0, in fact, for the first time in 14 years, and Winfield is being a real Action Jackson type. He deals with all this early season adversity, trade rumors, Steinbrenner, just play ball. First rhubarb of the season happened at Arlington, Texas. Texas reliever Mitch Williams and Marty Barrett getting into it. This is an ongoing feud between Williams and the Sox. Williams and Dwight Evans both tossed out of the game. The Tribe blanked the O's. Scott Bales dealing
that ought to be
sent heat during a 3-hitter, and it was Dan Pasqua with a long bases-loaded single getting Chicago past Seattle in the 9th inning. Now it's time for the Nationals and a little bit of overtime. It happened at Cincinnati, the Reds and the Astros playing there. Strikeout artist Nolan Ryan opened for Houston. Tom Browning for the Reds, a pitcher with great stuff but bad numbers from last season. But neither guy was around when this one finally finished up. Here on the top of the 9th, a couple about, Reds up 2-0, and Glenn Davis leans into one. 2-run rocket to left field. It's 2-2, and we're heading to extra innings. Now, in the 13th, it looks like it's one right here. Alan Ashby, solo shot to left off Frank Williams. The Astros are up 3-2. This thing's over, right? Bottom of the 13th. Eric the Red Davis. RBI single to right field. This will tie it up at 3 as McClendon comes in to score. And this camera guy's got the right idea. Wake up, we're not done yet. Finally, top of the 16th, Billy Hatcher single. Larry Anderson and Gerald Young both score 5-3. Astros, the final score in 16 innings, 8-3. Houston on top. Now to Atlanta, the Braves hosting the L.A. Dodgers. 14 years ago Friday night, Hammer and Hank Aaron belted that big one, number 715, the record setter. Bottom of the 5th inning, well, we weren't going to see any of that tonight. Tim Leary on the mound, Ken Oberfell and Andres Thomas on. Deion James, single. Obi in. Andres Thomas in. 3-1 in favor of the Braves. Now, the top of the 6th, they're all loaded up for the new guy in L.A., Alfredo Griffin. He deserves to be there, according to this little piece of hitting, a triple. Almost gets to the wall before Dale Murphy's able to run it down, but 3 runs are going to score anyway. 6-3 in favor of the Dodgers. That final holds up. Atlanta is still looking for that first win of the season. Next stop, the city, as the locals fondly refer to San Francisco. Giants and the Padres. Larry Boa, the Padres manager, looking for his first win of the year, but Candy Maldonado in the bottom of the 6th, 3 for 4, 2 doubles. This one will score Will Clark. 3-1 in favor of the Giants. Next batter up in the 6th inning, Kevin Mitchell. Forget about it. Nobody's catching this one. Maybe a fan out there. I'm not sure. 2-run shot at the stick off Jimmy Jones. Yeah, I told you it might be a nice catch out there. 5-1 Giants. Now, Mike Lacoste, he pitched 6 innings, gave up a run, struck out 5. Benito Santiago, who is hitting himself a tear early on, stood there and watched that one go by. Stood there like the house by the side of the road, as some announcers have said before. Anyway, San Francisco wins at 5-1. A continental away in Philadelphia. The Phils hosting the New York Mets. Yeah, bulk up, you Philly fanatic. Bottom of the 4th inning, 1 out. Mike Schmidt on first base, and Lance Parrish is at the plate. Takes Sid Fernandez fastball high, deep, long. It's gone. Bottom of the 8th, men on first and second. Leach on the mound. Schmidt pops a routine fly ball to Lenny Dykstra. Real routine. Drops it. Juan Samuel scores 5-1 Phil. Top of the 9th, 1 out. Bruce Ruffin. Howard Johnson pops it out to center. Now watch Gary Carter. Gary, are you awake? No, I kind of wandered off the bag, and you're out of there. Steve Jolks put the tag on him. That's embarrassing. 5-1 in favor of the Phils, the final score. You know, manager Lee Elian had Don Carmen scheduled to start for the Phils. The rain out last night saved Ruffin, so Ruffin ready for the 6th hitter. And how about Dave Martinez? His first homer of the season is the Granny, the grand slam served up by Floyd Yeomans, Yeomans' first start of the year. Barry Bonds and Bobby Bonilla, the killer bees for Pittsburgh early on this season, pacing a 9-hit attack, sinking the Cardinals. The Cards are winless in 4.